Emmanuel Quickly, the man from my hometown. Well, he's like 10, 15 minutes north of me. But the John Carroll alumni, Emmanuel Quickly, dropped 40. What was your thoughts on this game tonight? And were you as impressed as I was?
Oh my goodness, I can't wait for the playoffs. 40 pieces aren't 40 pieces anymore, which sucks. Otherwise, this would have been really cool. It is cool, good for IQ. He's a great player. And, we've been seeing him take off a lot more consistently recently.
Mm-hmm.
But I say this every damn time. Like, if you want a career high, play the Houston Rockets. We see it every single night. As a Rocket fan, you see this every single night. And it's so annoying, but last night's loss secured us having a worst three record in the NBA. So It's all good, but I think really, it's good for a guy like IQ to get this 40-point game heading into the playoffs. Not that he's not really the type of guy I think needs a 40-piece to like.
No, but it's good that he has it. And it's good to have it, to know that he's capable of it. And like you said, the confidence.
He's capable of it, though. That's what I'm saying, but I don't think IQ's the type of player who's like, yeah, like I know.
Oh, no. I meant from like a coaching staff perspective. Like,
yeah, I mean, we've been seeing this though, like all
season.
That's why I'm like, and you're playing the Rockets. That's why I'm like, I'm gonna check quickly stats here, but yeah, I mean,
like quickest stats averaging like 20 since the All-Star break. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's what I'm thinking here, and like he hit 38 against Boston. Like, yeah,
he did have 38.
I think they know what they have in them. But yeah,
38 like a week ago against Boston.
That was like a month ago, but yeah.
Was it really? Again, time flies.
Yeah.
I know what's crazy? Listen to this bullshit. A little tidbit off the side. So my girlfriend she's heard back from one of the Miami schools, and that's like basically she has 2 weeks. Like all the law schools have till April 15th to accept your letter, like your admissions. That's like also for graduate school. But Miami and Denver haven't responded to her yet, and she has like 2 weeks till they can respond, or she's just gonna accept the school in Fort Lauderdale she got into, because that's like, you know what I mean. But I was just like, this is so stupid. She applied like 2.5 months ago, and they're literally gonna send her an acceptance letter or decline letter a week before the deadline, and just be like, here's a week to decide your life.
Yeah. That sucks.
No, I just find it fucking mind-blowing. And it's kind of how Emmanuel Quickly, do you think they'll be able to keep Emmanuel Quickly? Now, this is something I want to bring up is, let's go down the road, and we expect, okay, in 2 years, and this was a problem. We heard Emmanuel Quickly get shopped during the season, and the reason they were shopping him is they don't believe they'll be able to pay him. Is because they're already going to have Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle. They're hoping to trade for a superstar. They just put RJ Barrett on the books. So people don't realize, once you got 3 or 4 long-term big contracts, that's when the rest of the players, you got to start picking and choosing which players' skills are easier replaced and which ones are expendable and non-expendable. And do you think Quickly might be a guy, even if he's beloved in New York, that unless he, takes a superstar jump to like a Jalen Brunson or to an all-star level jump, do you think the Knicks might be in their best interest to move on from him before, if they can't re-sign him?
I mean, that would be like this summer.
Yeah.
I would rather move on from RJ than IQ, to be honest with you.
No, I get you. I agree completely. I know there's going to be in a market for IQ. We remember there was they were asking for a first-round pick before he exploded, because they were looking to package him with Evan Fournier.
He was already doing pretty good. Like, teams know IQ is a possible star in the league.
Do you think he's untouchable?
I doubt anybody on the Knicks is untouchable.
Really? Not
Except
even
maybe
Brunson?
Jalen Brunson.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
maybe. I don't.
And Grimes, maybe?
Definitely not. No way.
Okay, okay. So you don't
yeah,
think anyone on the Knicks is untouchable except for Brunson? Maybe.
Yeah, I guess more of a probably than a maybe. It's such a nice contract.
It is a
like-
really good contract.
I love Jalen Brunson, but imagine you could get like Damian Lillard. Like, you think at that point Jalen Brunson's untouchable? I don't know. I don't think so. But
But that's the same
that's
way
all
if you looked at
hearsay.
Jaylen Brown, like, which if you could get Kevin Durant for like trade Jaylen Brown for
Yeah,
Kevin
exactly.
Durant,
Yeah.
it goes back to that argument. You would obviously go for Kevin Durant. So so you're saying if the right deal came across, if some team in the offseason on draft night was like, here's 2 unprotected first round picks with this year's lottery pick.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I think they would take it.
If it's a ridiculous deal like that.
That's like a good. That's just a really good deal. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That obviously that's a very good deal, but we're just saying we're a deal where they're just like, guys, I don't know if we can pass this deal up. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because the team calls him, goes, hey, he's going into the last year of his deal. He's asking for 25 a year. You guys don't want to pay 25 a year, so here's 1 protected first and another unprotected first. You know. And if they're trying to make, especially if they're trying to make a deal for a superstar and they need more picks, that's a deal I could see happening.
Yeah, IQ is also a nice guy to have in a deal. Like if they can, because if you're trading him for a star and that team, whatever that team is getting rid of a star, I mean, might mean more of a rebuild for them.
Ryan Windhorst said that the Knicks have enough assets with draft assets and players and contracts to make 2 separate trades for superstars while retaining Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle on the roster. They could trade everybody else on the roster and keep Brunson and Randle and still be able to bring in 2 superstars.
Let me do a quick Google search before I say anything more. I do want to see where Brian Windhorst, he said.
Yeah, Brian Windhorst.
Let's see where he's born. Akron, Ohio. Okay.
Oh, you
so
know,
he's not a biased Knicks fan.
You know, Brian Windhorst is famous because he's the guy inside LeBron James's camp. That's why he's famous.
Brian Windhorst is inside LeBron's camp?
Yeah, he's from Akron, Ohio. He's been covering LeBron since LeBron's first playing days. That's why Brian
Windhorst
in
his camp. Ooh, so yeah, LeBron trusts Brian Windhorst.
Yes.
Ooh, that's wild. Wendy's a guy who gets these. He gets big scoops, but I don't.
We both agree.
Pretty grimy.
In the last 2 years, he's grimy. In the last 2 years, he's kind of been an industry plant. Like, I never saw Wendy on TV, but in the past 2 years,
he got a lot.
Really?
Yeah. He'd be like, maybe like he'd be, what was it, like pardon my take,
around the horn,
like no, around the horn. He'd be like on those type